my children! Howl in celebration. Not only for Longbox's 10th anniversary, but that the Werewolf by Night stories were so popular in Marvel Spotlight that they spun him off into his own series. When we last left Jack Russel, he was in pursuit of the Darkhold, the ancient book of spells that might contain a cure for his lycanthropy. He was in the possession of a mad doctor and his daughter, who joined with Jack in trying to stop her father and his monstrous experiments. However, in the closing pages, her sunglasses were tossed aside, and she looked upon him. She possessed the gaze of the Gorgon, and the Werewolf by Night became the Statue by Night. What a terrible night to have a curse. After the recap for new readers, we see that the dawning sun is able to reverse the stone curse upon him as his werewolf body returns to human form. Shouldn't that mean when the full moon rises, he becomes a statue again? He's found by Buck Cowan, the reporter who had aided Jack before, and the two break into the house to recover the Darkhold. They are successful, though they spot the woman, Marlene, wheeling her defeated father, Blackgar, in a wheelchair as she orders around the monsters he created as servants. The two flee back to the mainland, staying in Buck Cowan's apartment for the time being. Jack tells the story of what occurred, though omitting the parts where he was a werewolf, and they try to study the Darkhold without much success. Realizing that he never told his sister, Lissa, about what he was doing, Jack quickly calls home to talk to her. However, it seems something has happened and she requests to see him. He gives her Buck's address and tells her to meet him there. Unfortunately, it seems the Blackgars got to her and their stepfather first, claiming that Jack stole their property and they want to recover it. The stepfather is only too happy to help, thinking that Jack just needs more self-control in his life. Lissa comes along with them, and of course Blackgar's servants bust down the door and attack, knocking the two unconscious. Marlene explains that her father is now paralyzed from the waist down, and wants to use the Darkhold to restore his body, having regained her loyalty to him because... I don't know, pity, I guess? Whatever. Jack wakes up a few hours later as they have searched the house, and were unable to locate it. Jack makes his escape, much to the confusion of Buck and Lissa, as he begins his werewolf transformation. Even he wonders if Marlene's spell will still affect him, and he hopes it will! Perhaps then he will be freed of the horrible curse he lives by being a werewolf. But that would make for a wholly uninteresting comic, my children, and not what we were promised with the new solo series. And indeed, he has become a werewolf again! He can sense that he needs to stop Marlene after what had occurred at the castle, returning to Buck's home and attacking. He barely manages to fight off the Blackgar servant, who is finally stopped by Marlene accidentally shooting him while trying to hit the werewolf. Still, she always has her power. But fortunately for Jack, he instinctively ducks down in front of a mirror, and the spell is reflected back, turning Marlene and her father to stone. There's a moment where Lissa spots the werewolf before he flees again, eats a deer, and then returns to normal in the morning. He returns to Buck's house to find the two freed by the reporter. Lissa is still shaken up by what happened, but she does inquire about the book. Jack explains that he hid the Darkhold in the cornflakes box, where they would never look for it. Sorceresses notoriously prefer Honey Nut Cheerios. Buck, in the meantime, decided to make a profit off of this whole endeavor, and has sold the Blackgars' stone bodies to an art museum. And hopefully for more issues of Werewolf by Night, that kind of dark humor will persist. We'll see for ourselves as we enter the next 10 years of the Longbox.